Here is the harsh truth. The hidden power behind her touch. It's never just a hug. It's a message, a test, a silent move in a game most men don't even realize they're playing. Every second she lingers, every slight squeeze, every pause before she lets go. It all means something, but if you're like most men, you miss it. You focus on her words when the real truth, it's in her actions. And let's be clear, this isn't just about attraction. Sometimes a hug is a power move. Sometimes it's a way to control you. Other times, it's a public declaration of exactly where you stand in her life. The Stoics knew one thing: perception is power. Most men, they drift through life, blind to the signals right in front of them. They react instead of reading between the lines. And in today's world, that kind of ignorance costs you. So pay attention, because by the end of this video, you'll never see a hug the same way again. Before we start, subscribe now, because every video brings you closer to mastering your emotions, commanding respect, and walking through life with unshakable confidence. 1. She's testing your chemistry without saying a word. Let's cut through the illusion. When a woman hugs you, it's not just a polite gesture. She's running a silent test, a scan, a raw, primal assessment of whether you feel right to her. This isn't about words, it's biology in motion. Think of it like a taste test. That first bite tells you everything. Does it blend perfectly, or does something feel off? A hug is the same. Do your bodies align effortlessly? Does she feel that unspoken connection, or is it stiff, awkward, or forced? And then there's the scent. You don't even notice it, but she does. Women pick up on the smallest details. Your natural scent, your warmth, the way your body responds. It's instinct, hardwired. She doesn't think about it. Her body just knows. And here's where it gets real. If you're hesitant, if you freeze, overthink, or flinch, she picks up on it instantly. That hesitation? Louder than words. That nervous energy? It tells her everything. Now, contrast that with a Stoic man. He's not seeking approval. He's not second-guessing. He's steady, grounded, unshaken. He doesn't overanalyze the hug, the moment, or her reaction. He just is. And that's the difference. A man who is comfortable in his own presence creates chemistry effortlessly. He doesn't force attraction. He doesn't try to impress. He lets the moment unfold naturally. And paradoxically, that detachment is what makes him magnetic. Attraction isn't just mental. It's physical. It's primal. She's not just hugging you. She's feeling you out. And a man who understands this, he never chases chemistry. He lets it reveal itself. 2. She's controlling the frame and watching how you react. This is where most men fail. They think a hug is just a hug, a simple greeting. Wrong. When a woman hugs you, she's setting the terms, controlling the physical space, testing how you respond. Think of it like inviting someone into your home. You open the door and let them in, but you control where they sit, how long they stay, and what happens next. That hug? Same thing. She's saying, I'm comfortable being close to you, but I decide how this plays out. Here's where most men screw up. They hold on too long, desperate, trying to force a moment. They let go too soon, hesitant, unsure of themselves. They freeze, overthink, or worse, they try too hard. And she notices. Because of that moment, it's not just about physical contact, it's a silent evaluation. How do you handle closeness? Are you comfortable in your own presence? Do you lead, or do you follow? A weak man reacts, he overthinks, second guesses, seeks approval. A Stoic man? He doesn't. He's unfazed, grounded, composed. He respects her space, but he doesn't submit to her frame. Instead, he meets her energy without hesitation, without neediness. And that, women feel it. They might not put it into words, but deep down, they know. At the end of the day, this isn't just a hug. It's a power play, a test, a moment where she's figuring out exactly what kind of man you are. And trust me, Sooner or later, she will make her decision. 3. She's scanning you, and you don't even realize it. A hug? It's more than just physical contact. It's a silent interrogation. She's checking, sensing, measuring exactly who you are beneath the surface. Think of it like knocking on a wall. Is it solid or hollow? When she wraps her arms around you, she's reading you. Are you grounded? Or is there emptiness beneath the surface? Do you exude presence? Or does your energy feel cold, disconnected? Are you in the moment? Or is your mind already somewhere else? Is your hug firm, composed, or hesitant, unsure? And here's the truth, she can tell. Women feel energy, instinctively, automatically. In a matter of seconds, she's picking up on details you don't even know you're giving away. Your posture, your grip, even the rhythm of your breathing. Most men try to fake confidence. It never works. If you're carrying baggage, if your mind is cluttered, if you're emotionally off balance, she will sense it instantly. And this is where Stoicism separates the weak from the strong. A Stoic man doesn't let emotions control him, but that doesn't mean he's emotionally unavailable. On the contrary, he's centered, present, fully in control. He doesn't hug from a place of neediness or insecurity. He doesn't chase connection. He chooses it. And that? Women feel it. They respect it. They're drawn to it. Because at the end of the day, a hug is a silent conversation. And if you don't know what you're communicating, you're already at a disadvantage. 4. She's testing your confidence and you don't even see it. A hug? It's not just affection. It's an evaluation. A silent measurement of your confidence, your presence, your self-assurance. Most men, they think nothing of it. Just a friendly gesture. Wrong. The moment she wraps her arms around you, she's gathering data. Like a strategist, assessing her next move. She's analyzing your body language. Are you tense, relaxed, hesitant? Your energy? Do you embrace with ease, or do you shrink into yourself? Your response? Do you overthink? Awkwardly pat her back? Freeze up? Think of it like a job interview trick. Ever been offered a glass of water? Seems harmless. But they're watching, noticing every small reaction. Her hug, same thing. And here's the brutal truth. Hesitation signals weakness. If you second guess, if you stiffen up, if you make it awkward, she registers a red flag instantly. Women are wired to detect uncertainty, and uncertainty equals instability. No woman is drawn to instability. So, what separates a high-value man? Presence, certainty, groundedness. A man who owns the moment, who doesn't seek validation, who doesn't overthink, who just exists in his power. That's Stoicism in action. Not reacting out of insecurity, but staying calm, composed, in control. Because here's the truth. A hug tells her more about you than words ever could. She's taking mental notes, whether you realize it or not. So the next time a woman embraces you, remember, she's not just hugging you. She's testing you. 5. She's sending a message, and everyone around you hears it. Now we're getting into real psychology. When a woman hugs you in public, it's not just affection. It's a statement, a silent broadcast, a signal that others pick up on, whether they realize it or not. Think of it like a status update, but instead of words, she's using body language. This man is in my circle. He holds a place in my life, and I want people to see it. But here's the real game. The hug itself is just the fine print. The real message? It's encoded in how she does it, breaking down the message in her hug. A quick, casual hug you. This? Neutral. A handshake disguised as affection, polite, friendly. Just enough to acknowledge you, but nothing more. It keeps things light, keeps the world guessing. A longer, warmer embrace you. This is different. This is intentional, a subtle claim, a way of marking you without saying a word. Think of it like a cat rubbing against your leg. It's not just being cute, it's leaving a trace, and everyone around, they notice. Maybe not consciously, but deep down they feel the shift. What this means for you as a man. This is where power dynamics come into play. If you uncertain, needy, or overanalyzing, the message gets lost. If you're grounded, unfazed, fully in control, the message becomes crystal clear. You belong. What would a Stoic do? He doesn't seek validation. He doesn't chase approval. He doesn't need attention. But that doesn't mean he's blind. He sees everything. He just doesn't react. A Stoic man acknowledges the signal but remains unaffected. He's aware, but he owns his presence, not the moment. When a woman hugs you in public, she's defining your place in her world, whether she realizes it or not. And how do you carry yourself in that moment? Says everything. Because attraction? It's not just about what you feel. It's about what the world sees and how you show up in it. So stay grounded. Read between the lines. Because every move matters. 6. She's creating a moment that stays with you whether you realize it or not. Most men, they miss this. A hug isn't just a gesture. It's a time capsule. When a woman hugs you, she's not just holding you. She's capturing a moment, locking it in, freezing it in time. But unlike a photograph, she's not saving an image. She's sealing in a feeling, a rush of energy, a connection, a silent imprint that lingers long after you let go. And later, she'll replay it in her mind. Did her heart race? Was there a spark? Did it feel effortless? Like it was meant to happen? Did she want it to last longer? A moment she wants to prolong? That's a moment that holds significance. The power of emotional anchoring. Ever caught a scent that instantly pulled you back to a childhood memory? That's because the brain locks emotions into experiences. A hug? Same thing. If that moment was warm, electric, undeniable, she won't just remember it, she'll feel it every time she thinks of you. But here's the truth. You don't wait for these moments to happen. You create them. A high-value man, he doesn't stumble into attraction. He builds it deliberately. Because a woman doesn't just give her emotions away. She decides who she ties them to. And whether she remembers you the way you remember her, that's up to you. How a Stoic man owns this moment. A weak man, he gets lost in it, seeking validation, wondering what it means for him. A Stoic, he stays present, not obsessing over how the hug makes him feel, but fully aware of how it makes her feel. He doesn't crave the moment. He allows it. He doesn't overanalyze. He simply exists. He doesn't let the hug define him, but he understands its power. And here's the key. If you're the kind of man who can embrace these moments without needing them, something shifts. These time capsules start happening more often. Because whether she admits it or not, the way she felt in your presence will stick with her far longer than she realizes. A hug is never just a hug. It's a test, a snapshot, a marker of exactly where you stand in her mind. Make it count. Now that you have a deeper understanding of what a woman's hug really means, let's take this a step further. Is the video popping up on your screen right now? Trust me, it's packed with even more psychological insights that will completely change how you see attraction. Click on it now. I'll see you over there. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe, and join us for more powerful insights on human nature, attraction, and Stoicism.